G'day, guys. Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host, Mark. Thank you once again for checking out another video as we edge ourselves closer to the preseason and the training camp. Guys, if you haven't hit that sub already, we're closing in on, I think, 1,200 subs. So we do appreciate all the subs, all the likes, all the comments. We're growing a Steeler community, and it's so much fun. But today, guys, I'm talking about Kenny Pickett because he recently went on a boating adventure with Aditi Kinkwanbala. Now, I will stuff her name up probably a few times in this video. But recently, Aditi Kinkwanbala, see, already did it, had Kenny Pickett on a little boating adventure and asked him a few questions. So we're going to talk about Kenny Pickett today and maybe his role or like his journey to the NFL and Pittsburgh Steelers where he got drafted in the first overall. Talk about that just a little bit. But I want to start firstly with the show with this picture. It came from Aditi's Twitter, right? And as he went on to interview Kenny Pickett about being the first overall, he asked some big questions about Big Ben trying to fill the void as well. I saw this little image and I thought it was kind of cool. So this was made by, I think it was Kenny's mother back in the day when he was a little kid. And he says Kenny's wishes were this. He wrote this like in primary school or preschool or whatever that may have been. I wish that I could go to the NFL. Tick, mate. You're in the NFL right now. You got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, number one for the Steelers and 20th overall. Number two, I wish that I could come in first place on a fishing boat. So isn't that fantastic how Aditi here, took the reins and had an interview with Kenny Pickett on the Three Rivers here. And in the background was Heinz Field, before it got pulled down and turned into Acrisure Stadium. So, guys, I think when I watch this, and I will put this link in the description. I will find out this link. I think it is called. It's from CBS, and it says it's the show CBS Sports. We Need to Talk, and it's the first ever all women's sports show run by CBS. So that's fantastic, right? So in America, it airs over there for you guys, and they have a YouTube channel, and it's kind of snuck away. I had to do a bit of research to find this little podcast here, but I wanted to talk about Kenny's impact and Kenny Pickett with the Steelers this year. So we know they're fishing, but bring it back to me, guys. Kenny Pickett is look. He gets asked a question. What was it like? Being first overall, and Kenny responds, "Well, I'm a winner. I want to be first in everything I do," and that's fantastic, right? So it's good to see that. But he also gets asked a few other questions and themes around. Will Kenny? What was the added pressure for Big Ben, trying to fill in his shoes. And then Kenny went on to say during the interview too, he had a phone call, he had a conversation with Big Ben, and Big Ben just laid some advice out and said, basically, go and be yourself. Whatever you do on the field, just be what Kenny Pickett can be. And I think if you look at Kenny Pickett's tape and some of his highlights, I think we're going to see that. Now, there is the running theme as well. Will Kenny Pickett start at number one? I don't think so at this moment. I think the Steelers will eventually, let Mitchell Trubisky start overall number one, and Kenny Pickett might move himself into that, second quarterback or third quarterback, maybe depending behind Mason Rudolph. But what I gained most out of this video is Kenny Pickett seems so relaxed, so keen to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was also asked, what team were you hoping to land on, or what system? And Kenny goes on to say as well, it doesn't matter what system I play at. I wanted to go to an organization that was a winner, that, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, had a bit of culture around it and it had a winning theme to it. And that's definitely it. I think, to be honest, in my opinion, Kenny Pickett here being the first overall pick means we don't have to rush him out there. We don't need to go put him under thrown into the Wolves and in week one in the Bengals stadium and say, here you go win us a football game. We don't need to do that. We can methodically work him into the system that is the Canada system, whatever that may be. Work him into the Canada system, start Trubisky. Hopefully Trubisky can, hopefully start most of the year unless he is injured or something happens, right? If something does happen, then if Kenny Pickett is willing to go to be quarterback number two, then throw him in there. He's had a half an off season or half the season to get adjusted to the team and work your way into it. Don't throw them straight away into the Wolves. Don't do what Trevor Lawrence did or Zach Wilson did, where you throw them in there and they just get absolutely done and they can't do anything, and there's so much pressure on the guy. To me, there isn't that much pressure on Kenny Pickett. Their only real pressure would be what he puts on himself to where he thinks he's going to be. Because I think the Steelers are going to go with Mitchell Trubisky. And if he starts to fail and not be the best quarterback and he won't be the number one, then there might be some added pressure for Kenny Pickett to step up. But during that time, I think the Steelers would go with Trubisky. But it was intriguing to see Kenny Pickett relax, chilled out. He's the hometown kid. He played for Pittsburgh College. He played in the same stadium, Heinz Field, that is now transitioned into Acrisure Stadium. Right? Try get used to saying that. He's already been there. He's the guy that's a hometown kid. All he's got to do is transition to the NFL, go through the process, learn the offense, learn to get customized with his players, and go from there. To me, I think it will be Trubisky starting, and I think Pickett may have a chance near the end of the year, maybe after the bye. If we need him, we may not need him. Or starting next year when it's going to be a true competition for the number one. Give Kenny Pickett a year under his belt to learn, to customize to the NFL, and then go from there. So, guys, go check that interview out. It's quite good. Goes for 5 minutes on CBS. I will link the YouTube in the description so you guys can look at it. But other than that, guys, if you enjoy the content, you enjoy what myself and Owen are putting out there, man, I can't wait. With the Hall of Fame game so close and the Pittsburgh Steelers play the Seattle Seahawks, shoot, maybe, what do we have? About 3 weeks? About 3 or 4 weeks until preseason? Some real football? All right, guys, I'll see you later. You enjoy your weekend. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we